You know what they say. Another week means more peak. Thank you to our final patrons, Strawbones, Aaron, and Black Wolf. Now, before we come to this breakdown / live reaction of chapter 88 of Sakamoto Days, please if you're on the chapter in the comment section down below, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also make sure you hit that little notification bell to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also I do a Patreon down below, links for as low as $1 a month. Get link exclusive videos, early content, and more. Now, let's hop into the live reaction. What's up guys, I've got the pencil here, and here we are to do a live reaction to chapter 88 of Sakamoto Days, which is known as I'm hunting, I'm fighting, I'm searching. I can't, where's the title? There it is. We are here to do a live reaction to chapter 88 of Sakamoto Days, which is known as Clap. If you're ready and you know it, clap your hands, but if you're ready and you know, I'm sorry. But enough of that, let's hop right into the chapter itself. Editing me. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Now, unfortunately, I always forget to bring this up in the intro, but I do in fact have it on me, but this is Sakamoto Days, so I wouldn't be shocked if it does end up working out. Once again, I am recording quite late, and I do not want to scream or light that bad boy up, because it is very, very loud. So if I lift it and tap it twice, you know this chapter's nice. And of course, in the back, I always got them on me. At infinitum, at all degrees, just know I have them on me. Where Sakamoto Days, I highly doubt I'm going to need to pull them out, but you never know. Maybe like, what's the opposite of a miracle? But maybe the opposite of a miracle happened, and we have a bad Sakamoto Days chapter. But regardless of that, I wish I hadn't swiped. I really wish I hadn't swiped. Notably, I record these in unconventionally strange ways to your average live reactor, I suppose. Is that what you would call it? Your average live reactor? Like, I have to do a somewhat, it's not too complicated, but it's a stupider process than just OBS, because once again, I've mentioned it before, my computer is not that advanced, and it will scream at me in 15 different computer languages if I do not do it this way. And by not doing it this way, I mean use OBS. So we're kind of stuck with this. However, regardless of that, I ended up accidentally swiping to the next page. I already saw something that I know I would freak out at normally. So this will be like the one non-genuine part of the reaction, because I saw the first page and I saw a glimpse of the second page. But enough of that. Let's hop into it. I'm in the control room. Go ahead and shut down the security system. Or our comrades who specialize in search operations are operating near the JCC airspace. They proceed to destroy the database. Now you're an official member of our group. Now, it is still wild. Like, I wish he's obviously going to find out sometime soon if this goes off without a hitch, which I don't think it will. We see something here. But even if, like, what will he do when he finds out it's his grandfather? Like, will that change him or not? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens when he has this revelation, realizes that all he's doing for indirect revenge against his father. It's still very strange to me. Maybe he doesn't know the full story, doesn't know the full context, but like, his father isn't even a member of the JCC anymore. So what good would all of this do? What good does all of this do for him as revenge against a man who does not care about the JCC? I don't know. Like, this is your grandfather's workplace. Why would you risk it? And you're trusting a whole bunch of shady individuals to not be shady individuals and somehow keep everyone alive and safe. Like, come on now. You should be smarter than this. But once again, I'm not even mad at it, because he's naive. He's a kid. Ultimately, I bet he's no more than like 17. I forget. I feel like they did say his age, but I do forget what it is. So obviously, heat of the moment, revenge-driven, lack of thought, it can lead to situations like this, which is why you need to keep your minds under control, have complete understanding of oneself, and know how to use yourself in the ultimate degree so you do not fall prey to simple emotions. Don't know why I spoke like that, but regardless, let's see. Yep, this is what I saw. I wish I hadn't seen it. But still, it's hype. It's hype. It's cool to see. It's very cool to see. Something to note that I just realized by looking at it. This is Flashback. And to be fair, this makes sense. At the end of the last chapter, we already did see the end result of this, so we're flashing back here. But Sakamoto interrupting it. Darn, I wish I hadn't seen that. But see, I can't let this happen. You were talking about destroying the database. Please don't get in my way. Who are you anyway? I like how his demeanor has changed. One, you know, I'd be slopping all for Rikoshi, and unfortunately, I'll be diving and dipping and gobbling all over him forever. As long as he keeps up the art quality that he has, he will be the best in Shonen Jump until, I don't know, Boichi drops another manga and just decides to blow us all out of the water. But with that being the case, Sakamotodays has some fire art too. Like, look at the details in his hair, the details in his clothing, the grip, like the details in Sakamoto's hand, even the details in his shirt, like the hair, everything is super duper detailed in a really, really good way. Sakamotodays has amazing art too. I rarely talk about it, mainly because I'm very new to talk about Sakamotodays on the channel, but trust me, I will also be slopping this off almost as much as I slop off Horikoshi and Gege and pretty much any other artist. Y'all are going to be so mad at me once I finally drop the Blue Lock live reactions, because I will be slopping that art off too. I gotta stop saying slop it off. Come on now, we're better than this. But let's see. But what I was saying before I went on an art tangent, I like how his demeanor has changed, right? Because after talking with his grandfather, he doesn't want to just like destroy everything. I hate everybody. He's much more like, fine, destroy the database, just leave everyone else alive. And you can see that how he's sweating, how he's like, please, he's not even like saying, don't get in my way. He's not being edgy, angsty teen anymore. He's more like, please don't get in my way. Please don't stop me. And who are you? A good plea and a good question. But it's nice to see even itsy bitsy tiny bits of character development. Are you selling JCC out to Slur? What do you know? I have no other choice. I get it. When you go through a rebellious phase, you think, well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? It was talking about the exact same thing I'm talking about. The whole idea of when you're young and rebellious, things happen. The rebellious phase, you think doing bad stuff is cool. Well, I would say, see, this is different. Like, Sakamoto goes down like a slightly different route, a more like general route, I'd say. Like, just the assumption, we gotta be cool by doing bad and being rebellious. But no, the idea of being rebellious makes you do dumb stuff. That's more the path I was going down. I don't know what I'll ever do to Hana if I go through, if Hana ever goes through that. Oh, his daughter. We haven't seen, have we? I mean, right before this arc, I think we only saw the wife right before this arc. When was the last time we saw his daughter? I was rereading some early Sakamoto days, and I was rereading back all the way back with Boiled. So I don't actually remember the last time we saw the daughter. Maybe it was with the mother at the right before this arc started, but I'm not sure. Let's see. No, I'm trying my father. She wasn't listening at all. Yeah. JCC has nothing to do with your father. Do you want people you care about to get hurt? There you go. Wow. So never mind, Sakamoto. It took some help. It took some extra prodding, but Sakamoto is actually knowledgeable about the business. Of course not. Are you Taro Sakamoto's wife? What are you doing here? Who made it? Nagumo made him that disguise. That is a quality disguise. I won't lie. That is pretty impressive. Like, then again, this is the reindeer dude. I mean, he's. I was talking about tier list of power. I feel like he's like a high mid tier. I don't even think he's a top tier. But with that being the case, his perception should still be pretty decent, and even he's getting fooled by this. Once again, Nagumo is a master. Well, he's just a master of disguise, so it makes sense that Taro would just be like, yeah, sorry, you can't recognize me. I just look just like my wife. It's great. Let's see. Don't mess with this kid, Kashima. If you show your face here, you'll get no mercy from me. Her vibe. This woman's really fierce. Well, she's talking about. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure Sakamoto's wife wouldn't care about any notoriety or fear she would garner in the assassin world. But at the same time, it's cool to see that it's believable to people in the assassin world that, oh yeah, if Sakamoto Taro, you know, the greatest assassin to ever assassin, would settle down, he would settle down with a fiery and fierce woman like this. It's nice. And to be fair, we know his wife is sort of fiery and fierce. It's just in a non-violent way, which is nice to see. What else is nice to see is that the like button is free and so is the subscribe button. So I really appreciate if you hit both of those. Hold on. Give me a moment. I must sip. Unlike some of that guy with ASMR, but regardless of that, Molly, don't trust this woman. Her husband's a psycho killer who enjoys hurting people. Oh my! That is such a. It's gonna sound weird. It is such a Sakamoto days of calling back to something. A Sakamoto days way of calling back to something. Because remember, Reindeer's major fight, his major interaction with Sakamoto was on a train. And it was him getting bullied by Sakamoto. So that's hilarious. That's because he wouldn't give up the seat reserved for disabled people. Man, I don't know what kind of deal you struck with these people. And I like how Taro here, I guess due to playing the role of his wife in a way, is like not even like playing it completely straight, like not even saying that, oh no, Reindeer's lying or anything like that, like nothing of that. He's just like, yeah, you were just being rude. It's nice. These guys treated my daughter as leverage. Don't trust them. Revolution requires some sacrifices. You and your husband don't see the big picture. That's a risk to say right in front of the guy who's about to help you. Because obviously, wait, what sacrifices are we talking about? Like, obviously it's going to lead to some issues, but we'll see. We'll see. Though, and once again, I'm assuming this is Taro being natural. Like, this isn't him plotting or anything, but it's cool to see that he's accidentally bringing out this information. Like, by pure regular conversation, our boy here is learning more and more about Slur and how they operate. You think JCC too? You promised to hurt anybody. Why didn't Reindeer respond? Why didn't Kashima? I guess that's his name. Kashima. Oh wait, no. So mess with this. Yeah, Kashima. Why didn't Kashima say, oh no, the JCC is different? Like, you didn't even play up a lie. Like, why not? I don't know. You promised not to hurt anyone. I'm helping you because I'm not helping you if you're gonna hurt anyone at the school. I see you as a child. Take it over here at Club Jam. So based on a scenario like this, I'm assuming Club Jam has the ability to hypnotize people. That's a unique ability that I don't think we've seen in Sakamoto days. We've seen a lot of shockingly unique abilities, but I think hypnosis is going to be something new. Oh yeah. So I wonder when Club Jam. Like, I doubt this is just like an innate ability. Like, anyone who's looking at them when they clap their hands gets put under hypnosis. I don't exactly remember everything of Ama's whole like experience with Slur. Well, I'm assuming at some point Club Jam set up this trigger, and now it's coming back to haunt them. I told you, Mr. Kashima, matters well in hand. Remember? So interesting. Club Jam, they seem very much like a sort of setup fighter, though. Like, I don't think on the fly. I mean, they could be both. Don't get me wrong. They could entirely be both. But I highly doubt Club Jam is the kind of person to, like, be battle ready in the same way that a lot of other assassins are. They seem like a two-step person. Like, you lay the trap, and then you take control of them. Versus pretty much any other member of Slur, which definitely seems like, oh, you're here, you die. Like, there's no multi-step process here. So it seems like Club Jam is sort of the kind of like a fixer, like, or a specialist. I'd say a specialist. Like, if you can't brute force something, which is something the rest of the group can do, you can specialize in something that'll allow you to not use brute force, such as this. And it's interesting to see that, since we know what happened last chapter, it's interesting to see that Taro isn't able to react in time to stop a hypnotized Ama. Does that mean, like, I'm not exactly sure what that means on a scaling standpoint. I feel like it may just be nothing. It may just be an outlier for plot. But reasonably. I mean, you could say all inhibitions are removed from this clap. Maybe it's just like all pure instinct and he's bloodlusted, battle amped. Like, you could give him some excuse like that. But it does seem interesting that Taro doesn't just... No. I told you weren't doing that. Or knock him out or something like that. But who knows? We'll see. Back to the present. Security system has been restored. What was that? The alarm went off for about 10 seconds. Security malfunction? She knows the truth. They don't know the truth. She does, though. Let me take a sip real quick again. I'm sorry. I try to keep that guy to ASMR, that guy with ASMR a little bit more limited that time. I like to speak smoothly, and I'm a loud individual, so talking softly actually strains my throat worse than talking loud. So, but they don't deal with this sometimes. What happened? Security went down. Freaky. All right, class quiet. Sensei, that might be intruders on campus. This is only down for 10 seconds. No one could have invaded campus. Boys are so stupid. Yeah, quiet. You're disrupting the students who are trying to learn. Once again, Sakamoto Days has... I don't know, because Chainsaw Man is magical. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, a down-to-earth... Hard-Boiled Cop and Dolphin, if you remember that. It's a canceled series of Shonen Jump, unfortunately. But Hard-Boiled Cop and... No, even then, that's kind of a magical series. I'm trying to think of a strictly human series, like, or just something that pretends to be a human series. Like, I wouldn't say Sakamoto Days is a fully human series. I'd say it's part play pretend, but that dynamic, it's something I love. It's the JJK does this very well a lot. The slight superhumanity, like, not slight, it is still superhuman, but like the superhumanity within grasp. Like, Brody just appeared. 10 seconds. Who knows how close he was? Who knows anything? But 10 seconds, bro, got to the island, appeared on the island, got into this class, learned this kid's name, and proceeded to start filming him. All in under 10 seconds without making a sound, to the point where no one noticed him. It's nutty and I love it. My name's Yabuchi. Oh, so he didn't know his name, but still, close enough. You're an extra. Your name doesn't matter. Now pipe down. I want to get candid footage of the class. Put the camera away during class. And why is no one... I mean, he's a fake... He was a proctor of the exam that went evil, right? Shouldn't he be on a blacklist or something? Like, shouldn't every teacher at least know about him? Like, I get the students not recognizing him, but actually, he was a world... No, I think he was like a self-proclaimed world-famous dreader, so maybe not. But still, the fact that the teacher doesn't recognize him is like... Wow, that's wild. But let's see. A report to the staff from after class. Hey, that guy doesn't look like the director. Oh, wait, never mind. He is. He is well known. So yeah, isn't that the guy from the director from the films? What's his name? You see my work? You got a good taste. I'll put your name in the credits. That's nice. Let me see that. Ah, poor Chi-Chi's gonna lose his hands. Or his head. Or he could just lose his head. Dog, I was trying to be nice. I was trying to say, bro, can you at least keep his hands? What? I mean, this makes... I think he did a very similar maneuver back on the airplane in the assassination exam. But still, jeez, Brody's head is gone. Gone. Yo, that's crazy. He went on such an angle because of the lean. He even cut the darn book. Yo, I love Sakamoto Days action. It's so simple and clean. Call it a Kingdom Hearts song. Like, jeez, that's wild. He's impressed. I mean, I know that there have been, like, not studies, but there were tests run or something. Like, the human head does stay, or a human does stay alive for a few seconds after you get guillotined. Like, your head, your neck gets separated from your body, or no, your head gets separated from your body. You'll still be around for the last couple seconds. Will you be feeling pain? Probably extreme amounts, but you will be, in fact, somewhat there and somewhat conscious. So the fact that he lands and says, ow, shockingly enough, isn't that unrealistic? But I love how all the students just like, oh no, all the reactions are great. Now I've decided it. With no teacher, I can't get the classroom footage I wanted. Like, these kids are all training to be assassins, though. So I feel like I mean, at the same time, it would obviously be scary to see your teacher just get like, that definitely would not be an easy experience, but y'all are assassins. Get used to it. You'll be doing this too. However, something else you guys should be doing is hitting the like button and the subscribe button, since they're both free, and I really appreciate you both of those. I feel bad every time I plug them, but I feel like I must. But let's see. Calm down, everyone. I'll be your teacher. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what's worse. The fact that he thinks the issue here is that they now no longer have a teacher and they still want to be taught, and or the fact that he doesn't just say this, he actually goes up and starts being their teacher. Oh my word, what? No way. Dog, we halfway into the chapter? That hammer looking mighty nice right now. It's looking mighty nice. Don't mind me. Let's see. Expression is in a movie is all about the details, the posture of the extra, positioning of a prop. These things alter the realism of the scene. Creating that kind of vivid world is what makes depiction of unknown action effective. Ironically enough, he is indeed spitting. Like, I can't even knock his hustle here. He's actually a pretty good director. Like, I'm not a director. I'm a guy who talks about manga on the internet. But at least from what little I've heard of my people, but at least from what I've heard from like director interviews and stuff like that, and or friends of mine who went into the field of directing, yeah, it's true. Let's see. I love how everyone's just like, just genuine terror. Like, obviously, if the teacher, I'm not sure. Once again, that guy may have been a non-combatant. He may have just been genuinely there to just like teach English or something. That may have been just his job. But assumedly, he was an assassin of some sort, of some note. So to see him, who should reasonably be the strongest in this entire class, just get, obviously he's gonna cause a freak out or two here or there. It be like that when it be like that sometimes. You're all too stiff. That makes a scene unnatural. I'm gonna drink to that. I'm drinking water, by the way. I'm always drinking water. Let me just clarify that every single time I drink, but one thing I love about Sakamoto Days, if I have to say this, is that every time you turn the page, there's a 50-50 shot of it's just going to be a casual continuation of the previous page, and or you get something insane like that. Like, there's no implication here of what's going to happen and the next page is going to happen. I was just so calm. I was laughing, but I calmed down, and then we just get like, what even hit him? What angle did it come from? What the heck? What is going on? Bro literally got blasted. Dave DeVito put up. So anyway, I started blasting. Like, what the heck? Minutes. True detected. What? Minutes. True detected in lecture hall 12. It's been a while since we've seen real action. Make me look good in front of the students. Noda ever suspected that those would be his last words. My name's Inoue. Oh, like the Bleach character. But once again, that's crazy. I mean, it goes to show you how strong this guy is. He literally got blasted by who knows what. But as he got slammed into a wall, he just stands back up, and there's not even a scuff on him. Like, his clothes are fine, he's fine. Like, we got a jobber on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Are you okay? Why did you get the security? I don't know. After that guy on the screen clapped his hands, my memory. I may have brought some terrible people here. Don't panic. That's the database, right? He'll pry towards that information over the massacre now. Is the database real? I'm sorry, something was flying around. But is the database really? Mr. Sakamoto, I've been looking for... Oh, we're finally converging. We're finally converging. Okay. A news to report. A beautiful teacher in training is Mr. Sakamoto. I mean, I guess you couldn't really fake that. Nah, that's so hard to tell. Like, he doesn't even if you were to think of Prime Sakamoto, he doesn't at all look like his wife. So it makes sense. It's a disguise. I'll explain later. What about the principles of physical matter? I love how that's what he's concerned about. Nothing else. Just like, how is he keeping all that fat in such a small form? I've identified the database as a nickname of the janitor who's worked at this school for a long time. Uh-oh. He's got crazy memory. He remembers every detail about every student he's ever met. That's data that couldn't be destroyed or lost. Why don't we go find him and see if he's got anything on Slur? Huh? What's wrong? This is heavy. Interesting. It's heavy, my grandpa. What'll I do? It's my fault. If I don't do something, grandpa will be. That is something I will admit. I mean, I get it. He had a limited time period due to what Slur was demanding of him, but you should have figured out what the database was before you went to shut down the security cameras. Like, naturally, I feel like that should have been something that was priority number one. But I guess when you can't figure it out, you can't figure it out. Leave it to us. Anyone who causes trouble on campus gets expelled. You, of the 38,760 students I've ever seen, the student was the highest by far. Please, save the JCC and my grand. I swear, if there's something on the next page of the grandfather getting, like, beheaded or something, I'm going to lose my mind. Let's see. Yep. Oh, I'm hyped. Oh, I'm hyped. Oh, I am hyped. I am hyped. Yo. This is gonna be some heat. This is gonna be some heat. Oh, she's gonna die though. She's gonna die. No, who are we more likely? Are we ever gonna come back to the school? Oh, are we ever gonna come back to the school? Okay. So we run. She could join the shop. Oh, I'm sorry. I leaped straight over here. I didn't even look. I didn't even care. I didn't even consider here. But let's talk about this first. I'm sorry. You're all simply unsalvageable. A mere teacher stands no chance against a bully director. And the cat's completely shrunk. I can't shoot like this. Multiple things here. One, I knew Homeboy was going to be a jobber. You could smell it. You don't get a name. You just show up out of nowhere. You don't do any damage to him on your first surprise attack. Bada bing, bada boom. You're a jobber. Two, I love how the students are so just like, please don't kill us. Please. I want to live. I want to live. Like on some Robin from One Piece type beat. Like, I want to live. How? Like... Plug in the TikTok. I got the TikTok in the comment section down below. Not the comment section, in the description down below. Check out my videos over there. I post like 4 videos a day for every day over there if you want more pencil content. But I mentioned it over there, but I have so much One Piece knowledge. Like an unhealthy amount of it. Like so much so that I can probably name more One Piece characters and their abilities and how they interact with other characters and their hypothetical scaling than I can name about some series I've actually read. I'm probably more well studied on One Piece than I am on Bleach, and I've read Bleach twice. No, 4 times. 4 times. Just the last 2 times they're kind of out of order. Like I went. Sometimes I do. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I like read things out of order just because I don't mean to read them at all. Like. This happens with God of High School. I've reread God of High School like 10 times in a row already. Just because I'll go like, hey, I really want to reread this fight. Man, this is good. Let me just keep going. Actually, no, that makes one. It's long story short. I started reading the Fullbringer arc. And I was like, wow, this is great. And I went back to Substitute Shinigami. Then I went all the way to the 1,000-Year Blood War. Then I jumped back to Fate Card. Like, it was just weird. But regardless of that, where was I going with that? What was my point? But with that being the case, oh yeah, the fact that I know way too much about One Piece, even though I haven't read it. So I'm sorry. Like, I keep making One Piece references. And if I'm making them in bad faith, I apologize. I don't mean to be slandering One Piece when I make these references. I kind of just cultural osmosis, if you will. But the most insane thing here is that seemingly he left the students alone, which is nice. But misses here, and notably, she's been already established as like a top tier. I'd say definitely a top tier. Was able to deal with, but that's back when she was younger. It really comes to a question of like how much age has softened her. But like in her prime, was able to deal with Sakamoto and his two friends at the same time. In our modern day, required Shin, Akira, and Amane to all like stack all their abilities just to land one grazing blow on her, and she had to suppress herself to not execute them immediately for that, while literally Shin was reading the future. So obviously she's on a different level, but obviously this guy is too. Ever since his introduction, he's been going pretty crazy, and it's really a 50-50 shot of who's going to win this fight and who's going to stick around. Because you could argue that we're probably never going to come back to the JCC school again after we get the Slur information out of the janitor. And thusly, it would make sense for her to go here and maybe Sakamoto see it and get like a despair, like, oh, I'm going to kill you, like kind of amp. Because he obviously cared about the teacher. But at the same time, it could entirely make sense here that since we have so many new members of Slur, not necessarily new, but we have members of Slur that could probably take his spot, like he's just a nutty powerhouse. Slur has a lot of those. You can sacrifice one. So I wouldn't be shocked if he just perished and she just stayed at the school. Admittedly, because of how amazing and cool and swaggerlicious she is, I wish she would join the shop for some reason, but I don't think there's ever going to be a chance of that. But overall, once again, just due to the circumstances of what time it is, I will not be lighting it up. But even with that being the case, this chapter, well, shockingly enough, it covers a lot, yet a little at the same time. For one, it explains what happened at the end of the last chapter. It wasn't just our boy here coming out and being like, hey, but bam. Like, he doesn't necessarily immediately do that, really, because Sakamoto stops him, but we see he's able to have cognitive thought, which is something that's great. Then we get to see the ability of Club Jam, a very, very unique ability in comparison to a lot of the stuff we saw so far. I'm intrigued to see what other triggers he has planted in other people and how far they can push these people with those triggers. Interesting. We get to just get like a whole funny intermission section with the director guy to show how many people have, or give us a taste of the people who invaded in those 10 seconds the security system was down. I'm assuming there's more, but we're probably just kind of a little focus on this guy for maybe next chapter and maybe one more chapter after that. Cool to see a jobber, unfortunately. And then we get to see him declaring that bada bing, bada boom. Well, no, Sakamoto declaring that, yo, we got this. We're going to save your grandpa, which is nice. It's good to see that. And obviously, this is like the most unbelievably hyped thing ever. I can't wait to see her fight. Possibly at full strength. I hope she actually gets to go all out here. That'll be the most interesting thing that I've seen in a while. However, that's what I think. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do a Patreon down below. You can for as low as $1 a month. You get exclusive videos, early content, and more. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Zach with the Pencil, writing off.